Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have some pretty big changes done from the last video we made. The last one, of course, you'll remember the gray RAM down to the ADC that we had there, but now we've interfaced it with all of this nice gray wool here. And what this is doing is it's providing the command bus to the RAM. So the command bus operates down here. These are the inputs. It's basically 6 bits to choose the byte, or sorry, the word. And then we have a write line and a read line, basically toggling it to read out the value or to write the value. And if neither are on, it will do nothing. So we're going to turn that off to nothing. So far, we're choosing this data line. Again, we have 128 words in this design. So what is all the pink and purple over here then? Well, the pink is simply bus lines that take our 16-bit input and stick them into the RAM, into the slot we specify when we're writing. And then the purple is simply the bus lines to get the value out of the RAM from the ADC when we're reading the value. And then the two come together onto a single redstone line here. And this is compact here, but basically it'll be one redstone line if this were longer. And that can go off to whatever we want. So here we've got it to kind of an input-output console that'll allow us to test our RAM. There are some tweaks I would make to this if I did it all over again, but for now, this is good enough to demo, so we're going to demo. Let's go ahead. We're going to write in a value here. So if we read what is currently in this RAM spot specified by those 6 bits, we can come over here and it's going to display it onto these lights after some ticks go by. Again, this isn't constant time read. It will depend on which byte we're choosing. And that's a result of that gray wool interface not being constant time. I could make it constant time, but it would make everything slower. So here's the value that's currently stored at this addressable byte. So now we can go ahead, we can change the addressable byte. We'll just flag off that one. And if we come back up here, we're going to see that after some ticks, this will change. I don't actually know what's in this word. Sorry, I keep saying byte, but it's a word. It's 2 bytes here. But looks like that's the value that was stored in that word. But we can go ahead and change that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here. Sorry, we're going to come down here and choose what we want it to look like. So let's turn off the entire word. And it's 2 byte words. Here we go. And let's do a pattern of 3, off 2, 3, off 2, 3, off 3. Okay. And then we're going to read that in. So to do that, we just have to flip our bus around, and we're actually okay for that for now. And then we come to our command bus, turn off the read line, turn on the write line, and now we can go ahead and send that data in. To do that, just flip that lever. It's going to read the data across into our input bus. You can see it is now in that input bus. We have 3 on, 2 off, 3 on, 2 off, 3 on, 3 off. And then once that's written in, we don't want to change that bus until we turn off the write line. Okay, so that's probably enough time. So we can go ahead, we can turn off the write line, and we can turn on the read line. So these went blank because we turned off the read line, but when they come back on, we should see 3 on, 2 off, 3 on, 2 off, 3 on, 3 off. And that'll come to us in some amount of time. If you look closely at the RAM as this goes, you should see some flicker and repeaters as it goes, and you can see we have that pattern right there. We can go ahead, we can reset our input bus now that it's been written into memory. And if we wanted to take our value out of RAM, for example, this value here, all we have to do is switch the direction of the RAM here, or sorry, of the bus, just like that. So basically, when you're trying to read from the data bus, you'll have this lever and you turn it off, and that will allow traffic to go from the data bus into your shift register. Pretty simple stuff. And then to move this up here so that we can see what we had, we just, again, send it along like that, send a pulse on that lever. That'll shift it into here, and we have 3 on, 2 off, 3 on, 2 off, 3 on, 3 off, exactly as we put in. Now, we can go ahead back down here, turn that guy back on. So we're going to our original saved pattern now. Come back to the reading bus. We'll see that will update momentarily. We can run back here and watch the repeaters change if that's interesting. Maybe it's already done. Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's already done. I didn't get there in time. And here was our original pattern. Sweet. So now we can send our original pattern into our output area. Again, because we already know which one is reading from the data bus, we just do that, and that'll send it on to, oh, I lied. Sorry, we didn't. We gotta reset our shift register here. Let that shift out. Then we can go ahead back here, send that onto the data bus now that this shift register has been cleared out, and we can see those bits will come on to the shift register just like that. So that's about all this is. There's 64 words in this RAM, a total of 128 bytes. I misspoke originally. It's 16 words across times 4 vertically. It's not hard to add more. With this pattern, we just stack upwards, tileable. The gray wool all repeats itself. Every layer is exactly the same except the very bottom one. So, yep. Anyways, that's all I have for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.